Welcome to Martial Mastery Media. Before diving in, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode, and like this video to support our work. Share it with friends, family, and fellow martial artists who are passionate about both combat and cultural history. Explore our catalog of videos on techniques, legends, and ancient warrior traditions. Also, check out our sister channels, Galactic Secrets and Myths Through Time. Links are in the description below. Thanks for being part of our community and supporting the preservation of martial heritage. 1. Introduction to martial arts and shamanism. Martial arts are far more than fighting techniques. They are repositories of cultural knowledge, philosophical thought, and spiritual practice. Throughout history, warriors understood that true mastery required integration of mind, body, and spirit. Physical strength alone could not guarantee survival, moral clarity, or resilience in battle. Mental focus, ethical awareness, and spiritual alignment were equally crucial. Shamanism, one of humanity's oldest spiritual systems, often intersected with martial arts. Shamans acted as guides, healers, and ritual experts, offering warriors insight into the cycles of life, the unseen forces of nature, and the moral consequences of combat. Through these interactions, martial training became more than a fight. It became a discipline of the soul, cultivating courage, resilience, and spiritual awareness. This video will explore the intersections of martial arts and shamanism across Asia, Africa, the Americas, and Europe, revealing how these practices forged some of the most fascinating, enduring, and sophisticated martial traditions in history. 2. The meaning of shamanism. In combat, shamanic elements were not symbolic. They had real, practical effects on warriors' psychological, emotional, and physical capacities. These included drumming, chanting, and rhythmic exercises to induce altered states of consciousness, sharpen perception, and enhance reflexes. Vision quests, meditation, and divination to receive guidance from ancestors, spirits, or natural forces. Talismans, amulets, and ritual objects that served as spiritual protection and confidence boosters. Fasting, breath control, and meditation to build endurance, resilience, and mental clarity. Ritual purification and ceremonial preparation to align intention, cultivate discipline, and ensure ethical combat. By combining these spiritual methods with martial practice, warriors could manage fear, channel energy efficiently, and internalize ethical and strategic principles, turning combat into a holistic discipline encompassing mind, body, and spirit. 3. Steppe and Taiga, Mongolia and Siberia. In the vast landscapes of Mongolia and Siberia, shamans were central to martial preparation. Rituals involving drumming, chanting, and ancestral invocation built psychological fortitude and spiritual protection. Warriors adorned symbols and charms on shields, armor, and clothing, believed to ward off enemies and negative energies. Training included mounted archery, spear techniques, hand-to-hand combat, and endurance drills, often synchronized with spiritual rituals to enhance focus, courage, and situational awareness. These warriors were not just combatants, they were ritual practitioners, blending physical skill with spiritual insight to achieve mastery of both self and battlefield. 4. Japan, samurai, asceticism, and purification. The samurai epitomized the integration of martial and spiritual discipline. Shinto purification rituals prepared mind and body for battle, promoting calmness and focus. Zen meditation cultivated clarity, emotional balance, and composure under life-threatening pressure. Shugendo ascetic practices involved mountain retreats, fasting, rigorous physical training, and meditative exercises, fostering resilience and endurance. Ceremonial etiquette, ritual swordplay, and bowing reinforced ethical responsibility, honor, and discipline. The samurai's path demonstrated that true mastery extended beyond combat techniques, requiring inner stillness, moral discernment, and spiritual cultivation. 5. China, Taoist, Buddhist, and folk traditions. Chinese martial arts exemplify the fusion of combat, philosophy, and spiritual cultivation. Taoist schools like Wudang emphasized internal energy, Qi, intention, YE, and meditative movement alongside physical techniques. Village rituals, temple festivals, and ceremonial dances developed timing, coordination, agility, and rhythm while preserving martial knowledge. Ethical frameworks ensured martial arts were applied responsibly, reflecting social harmony, cosmic balance, and personal morality. Chinese traditions cultivated martial artists capable of precision, harmony, and ethical integrity, blending external skill with internal cultivation. 6. Korea. Muism and warrior ethos in Korea. Muism, shamanic practice, influenced both training and battlefield readiness. Warriors sought ancestral blessings, purification rituals, and spiritual guidance before engaging in combat. Martial training in archery, swordplay, and spear arts was enhanced by ritual practices that sharpened focus, courage, and resilience. Community ceremonies reinforced collective identity, linking the individual to cultural and spiritual traditions. Korean warriors recognized that combat success depended on spiritual alignment, mental clarity, and communal cohesion, not just technical skill. 7. India. Kalaripayattu, yoga, and healing. India's Kalaripayattu, dating back thousands of years, integrates combat with meditation, ritual, and healing arts. Training incorporated breathwork, meditation, mantra chanting, and Ayurvedic therapies, fostering holistic development of mind, body, and spirit. Weapons, training spaces, and movements were ritually consecrated, emphasizing the sacredness of martial practice. Masters instructed both healing and combat, highlighting the dual responsibility of warriors to protect and preserve life. Kalaripayattu exemplifies martial arts as a path to both physical excellence and spiritual growth. 8. Southeast Asia. Silat and sacred blades Bangkok. Silat in Indonesia and Malaysia combines combat skill with ritual and spiritual alignment. Fasting, meditation, night training, visualization, and protective recitations enhanced awareness, precision, and resilience. Dance-like ceremonial movements encoded strategy, timing, and coordination, preserving techniques across generations. Sacred weapons, especially the keris, were believed to carry spiritual energy, guiding and protecting the practitioner. Silat's integration of ritual, movement, and weapon mastery created highly adaptable, spiritually aware martial artists. 9. The Philippines. Faith, charms, and fighting arts. Filipino martial arts, including eskrima, arnis, and kali, fused combat with spiritual and cultural practice. Training included prayers, anting-anting, amulets, and dance-like drills, reinforcing skill, focus, and protection. Festivals, mock battles, and ritualized drills emphasized ethics, precision, and courage. These practices ensured martial arts remained deeply embedded in cultural identity and moral responsibility, linking physical skill with spiritual purpose. 10. The Americas. Vision quests, dance, and warrior societies, indigenous American warriors trained through spiritual and ritualized methods. Vision quests, sweat lodge ceremonies, and ritual dances connected warriors to ancestors, spirits, and animal guides, providing clarity and courage. Ethical codes emphasized purposeful combat, restraint, and responsibility. Techniques were taught through ritualized movement, ensuring timing, coordination, and spiritual resilience developed alongside martial ability. These practices show that combat was inseparable from moral and spiritual discipline. 11. Africa. Ritual specialists and combat arts. African martial arts often combined ritual, spirituality, and combat. Stick fighting, wrestling, and spear arts were accompanied by drumming, chants, and praise poetry, teaching rhythm, timing, and group coordination. Spiritual guidance reinforced courage, ethics, and communal responsibility, showing martial arts as tools for both survival and cultural preservation. Diaspora practices, such as capoeira in Brazil, reflect the adaptation of African combat and spiritual methods across continents. 12. Tibet, Himalayas, Middle East, and Northern Europe. Across these regions, martial and spiritual practice was tightly integrated. Tibet and Himalayas. Cham ritual dances and protector deities trained mental resilience, courage, and situational awareness. Middle East Furusiya combined horsemanship, archery, swordsmanship, and Sufi ethical principles, merging skill with spirituality. Northern Europe. Berserkers, knights, and chivalric orders employed rituals, oath-taking, and religious observances to build courage and stabilize the mind in battle. These examples highlight that spirituality was a core component of martial preparation worldwide, shaping ethics, courage, and mental fortitude. 13. Purpose of merging martial arts and shamanism. Integrating martial arts with spiritual practice served multiple purposes: mindset and nerve control, reduced fear, improved focus, and enhanced performance under pressure. Cohesion and identity. Rituals and communal practice fostered unity and shared purpose. Ethics and restraint. Spiritual guidance set moral limits on the use of force. Recovery and healing. Meditation, rituals, and bodywork aided physical and psychological restoration. Skill in coding. Rituals, ceremonial movement, and dance preserved technique, timing, and awareness in the body. This fusion produced warriors who were ethically grounded, physically capable, and spiritually aligned, capable of facing both battle and life with clarity. 14. Relevance. Today, modern martial artists can learn profound lessons from these ancient traditions. Treat training spaces, techniques, and lineage with reverence. Integrate mindfulness, meditation, breathwork, and recovery alongside physical training. Emphasize discipline, ethics, and personal growth, not just combat effectiveness. Recognize martial arts as a path of inner transformation, fostering resilience, awareness, and spiritual development alongside skill. By studying these historical practices, practitioners honor the legacy of past warriors while cultivating their own holistic mastery of body, mind, and spirit. Call for action! If you enjoyed this deep dive into martial arts and shamanism, subscribe to Martial Mastery Media and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Like and share this video with friends, family, and fellow martial artists, and explore our other videos on techniques, legendary warriors, and forgotten traditions. Check out our sister channels, Galactic Secrets for Mysteries of the Universe, and Myths Through Time for Ancient Myths and Legends. Thank you for being part of the Martial Mastery Media community. Together we honor the warrior spirit, combining skill, ethics, and the pursuit of wisdom.